In 1886, a guy in Mannheim built a car. By 1944, his company was using slave labor from Dachau. By 2015, they were selling 2.3 million cars a year. One badge, 3 stories. Today, Mercedes-Benz. Welcome back. Mac here. Today we open the Mercedes glove box. 138 years. 4 founders, 2 world wars, 1 Dieselgate adjacent moment. 47 slides. Let's go. 1885. Mannheim. Carl Benz builds a 3-wheeled machine with an internal combustion engine. 1886. Reichspatentamt grants patent DRP 37435. The first true automobile. Not a horseless carriage, a purpose-built motor vehicle. Carl Benz is 31 years old. 1888. Bertha Benz, Carl's wife, takes the car without asking, drives 180 kilometers from Mannheim to Pforzheim and back. First long-distance automobile journey in history. She also invents brake pads along the way. That detail is real. Simultaneously, 60 miles north in Bad Cannstatt, Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach build the Reitwagen. 2 inventors, same year, different cities, same idea. They never meet. 1900. Austrian consul Emil Jelinek orders 36 cars, renames the model after his daughter. Her name, Mercedes. That name outlasts every person in this room. 1909. The 3-pointed star is registered as a trademark. Daimler's original symbol. Land, sea, and air. 1 logo for everything that moves. By 1926, the 2 companies merge, and the silver arrows arrive. June 28, 1926. Daimler Motoren Gesellschaft and Benz C merge to form Daimler Benz AG. The Mercedes-Benz brand is born. 2 founders' names on 1 badge. 1934, the silver arrows. The W25 arrives at the Nürburgring 1 kilo overweight for the rules. They strip the paint. The bare aluminum becomes silver. They win. The name sticks for 90 years. 1935. Rudolf Caracciola wins the European Drivers' Championship in a Mercedes. The factory team wins 9 of 12 Grand Prix starts that season. 1954. The 300 SL Gullwing. Top speed 260 kilometers per hour. First production car with fuel injection. Designed partly because the U.S. importer said customers wanted a sports car. He was right. The S-Class lineage starts here. The W186, known as the Adenauer, after the German chancellor who drove one. Every technology Mercedes develops eventually lands in this car first. 70 years later, still true. Here's the 1938 footprint. Stuttgart, Untertürkheim, Sindelfingen, Mannheim, a European industrial machine. Untertürkheim, the mothership, engine manufacturer since 1903. By the late 1930s, tens of thousands of workers on site, 3 shifts, around the clock. Sindelfingen, body production. Mannheim, trucks and commercial vehicles. Stuttgart, headquarters. The 4 plants form a self-contained production loop. Or, in one end, cars out the other. Between 1933 and 1939, Daimler-Benz annual vehicle output nearly quadruples. Revenue grows 5-fold. The state is the biggest customer. By 1938, Daimler-Benz is the primary supplier of aircraft engines, trucks, and staff cars to the Wehrmacht. The Untertürkheim and Marienfelde plants convert to war production. The civil business does not stop. It gets absorbed. Now we get to the part nobody at the press junket likes. Pause. Which badge next? Drop 1. We pick from comments. Now we get to the part nobody at the press junket likes. Their own report from 1994 says what happened next. 1933. The National Socialists take power. Daimler-Benz, like every major German industrial company, undergoes Gleichschaltung, forced alignment with the state. Management changes. The supervisory board changes. The customer list changes. 1939. The civilian lines slow. The military lines accelerate. Untertürkheim produces the DB 6-Schon aero engine used in the Messerschmitt 109. Marienfelde produces the L3000 military truck. Sindelfingen produces staff cars. Every plant is now in the war economy. 1940. The labor shortage begins. The solution the Reich offers: forced workers. Prisoners of war first, then civilian deportees from occupied territories, then concentration camp prisoners. Daimler-Benz accepts the program. The number is over 40,000. Hold that for a second. The poll report breaks it down by plant. Genshagen Aero Engine Works, around 6,000 forced workers at peak. Untertürkheim, several thousand. Sindelfingen, Mannheim, Marienfelde. Across all Daimler-Benz sites combined, more than 40,000 people worked under coercion between 1940 and 1945. Poll 1994, full link in the description. The conditions at Genshagen and the other plants are documented in Gregor's 1998 study. Inadequate food rations, overcrowded barracks, workers from French, Soviet, Polish, and Yugoslav occupied territories. Concentration camp prisoners transferred from Dachau subcamps to work on aero engines. Gregor 1998. Full link in the description. This is not a hostile source. Daimler commissioned this research themselves. Hans Pohl, a German economic historian, was given access to the company archives. The company paid for it. The company published it. And the company sat with what it said for 4 years before the 1988 statement. April 1945. Allied forces advance. The forced labor program ends. The plants are badly bombed. Untertürkheim loses most of its roof. The surviving workers are liberated. The executives who ran the program are not all held to account. 1945 to 1988. 43 years. During that time, Daimler-Benz rebuilds, rehires, grows into the world's most prestigious car brand, and says nothing publicly about what happened inside those plants. The number is 43 years. Hold that for a second. It took them 43 years to say that out loud. In 1988, they did. Mercedes versus BMW. The receipts go back further than the M3. 1945. The plant is rubble. By 1946, they are building cars again. The 170i, pre-war model, same design, same tooling. They did not have the luxury of a new design. 1954, Mercedes returns to Formula One with the W196. Juan Manuel Fangio wins the World Championship. 1955, wins it again. Then Mercedes withdraws from racing entirely after Le Mans. More than 70 people dead in the worst motorsport disaster in history. The actual rivalry is not on a racetrack. It is in every corporate fleet booking in Europe. S-Class versus 7 Series. The comparison that sells both cars. Two Stuttgart-adjacent badge obsessives arguing forever. 2000 to 2004. Michael Schumacher wins 5 consecutive world championships. In a Ferrari, not a Mercedes. Mercedes returns as a constructor in 2010. Lewis Hamilton joins in 2013. They win 6 consecutive constructors' titles. The Silver Arrow's name is the same. The context is different. 2014 to 2021. Mercedes wins 8 consecutive constructors' championships. The longest run in Formula One history. Filed under, they came back. 2016, things got close. January 2016. The US EPA issues a notice of violation to Daimler AG. Allegation: Mercedes diesel vehicles contain defeat device software. Not unlike the Volkswagen case that broke 3 months earlier. Their press release says the company cooperates fully with authorities. The DOJ settlement 4 years later says $1.5 billion. September 2020. Daimler AG pays $1.5 billion to settle U.S. diesel emissions violations. 160,000 affected vehicles in the U.S. Approximately 2.6 million vehicles globally under recall or fixed programs. Concurrent with the U.S. settlement, European regulators investigate CO2 test cycle manipulation across multiple German manufacturers. Mercedes is among them. The EU fine reaches 870 million euros. 1 year, 2 continents, $2 billion class settlements. Between 2019 and 2022, over 2 million vehicles recalled across multiple campaigns in the U.S. alone. Fire risk, brake failure, software faults, The badge survives. The trust takes longer. They didn't stay down. September 9, 1988, Daimler AG issues a public statement acknowledging the use of forced labor at its plants during World War II. The statement names the scale. It acknowledges the conditions. It is the first time a major German carmaker does this on the record. 43 years after 1945, 1999, the German government establishes the Stiftung Erinnerung, Verantwortung und Zukunft, the foundation for remembrance, responsibility, and future. Daimler-Benz is a founding industrial member. The initial industrial contribution from Daimler, 50 million Deutschmarks. That figure is in their own annual report. The Mercedes-Benz Museum opens in Stuttgart in 2006. The permanent collection dedicates a section to the company's wartime history. It is not a small display. The Polen-Gregor studies are referenced in the accompanying documentation. 2023, Mercedes-Benz Group AG delivers 2.04 million vehicles. Revenue, 153 billion euros, 168,000 employees. 2022, the company renames itself Mercedes-Benz Group AG, dropping the Daimler name entirely. The founder's name goes, the badge remains. Here's what they're betting the company on now. Electric, all of it. The EQ line, EQS, EQE, EQB, EQA, a full electric range from compact to full-size luxury. The EQS launched in 2021, 0 to 100 in under 4 seconds, 770-kilometer range claimed. 2022, the Vision EQXX concept, 1,000 kilometers on a single charge, not claimed, demonstrated on a public road drive from Stuttgart to Cassis. Over 1,100 kilometers before they stopped. That is not a press release number. That is a GPS track. The battery plant, a joint venture in Kamenz, Germany, a second in Alabama. The target, all-electric lineup by 2025, then revised to wherever the market goes. They walked that back in 2023. The market did not arrive on schedule. 2023, Mercedes revises the all-electric target. ICE and hybrid models will remain in the lineup through 2030. Same move Ford made, same move every major car maker made. The infrastructure did not keep up with the announcement. 138 years. The badge is the same. What it stood in front of has changed. Twice. Top 5 numbers from today. 1886. The year the car was invented. Over 40,000 people forced to work in Daimler-Benz plants between 1940 and 1945. 43 years before they acknowledged it. 1988. The year they did. $1.5 billion in Dieselgate settlements. One badge. If you got this far, you're already 1% deeper into car history than 99% of drivers. Hit subscribe. Mac, out.